Yo, it's your man JamC.
Yo, it's the favorite Republican here.
The Lord,
The
Lou Ben.
Republican, man.
Yeah,
I'm out
Republican, not the Lord no
here.
more.
My man Trump is fighting to stay on these goddamn ballots. They don't want his ass on it. He's a wild boy, man. He one of them jokers, man. You can't tell him no. He gonna find a way around it.
Yo, he is the definition of a fighter. The definition of somebody who push. He just pushing. I mean, regardless whether or not he wins, which I don't think he's gonna win this fight, but he is the definition of what we all supposed to be doing. Period in life, whatever it is, whatever challenges we have, we supposed to fight that just like he's doing. Mm-hmm. That's a true example of a fighter.
Mm-hmm. He definitely going at it. Definitely, he in the fire and still fighting other fires. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. At the same time,
which is kind of what we wanted to kind of talk about today. But before we even get into all that, what was your week like, bruh?
Yo, to be honest with you, the week was crazy. It's a lot going on, man. Work and then these traveling in Jersey. It's like the travel, man. I see road rage every day since the new year started. It's a mess, man. That's part of my get your shit together too.
The road rage?
Nah, just how we interact with each other. Just us as human beings. That's gonna be part of my get your shit together later on.
All right. Well, my week was wild, crazy. Short staffed at work, so it was like, yo, you gotta step in and man the ship. So when you have to do that, it requires a lot. It didn't actually, I was home today, finishing stuff that I should have did last week.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So luckily, I can finish things that I needed to do the week prior to, but it was just busy. I couldn't wait till Friday. Like, you understand? So I just couldn't wait.
Yeah.
And when I got out Friday, I had a time, man.
It's like graduation. When Friday is like graduation. Throw your shit in there.
Went to my sanctuary, went to my cigar shop, and let my hair down.
All right.
But that's how my week went. A lot of stuff going on in the world today.
Yes.
Weather is crazy out here.
Yes.
I
hate this time of year.
First little sight of snow.
Yeah.
Good thing we ain't buried in it.
Thank goodness. Buffalo got hit.
Yeah.
New England
got hit. Yeah.
And a lot of Pennsylvania got hit, like West Pennsylvania. They into like a couple feet of snow.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think today's topic, what we want to get in here and touch up on is, are we raising our kids to be soft, right? And here's why I say soft, right? Because we're handing them everything, right? Mm-hmm. And we have the mindset of, well, I'm gonna give them everything I didn't have, right? Or it could be guilt, like, oh, you could be a single parent and you want to fill a gap because that other parent isn't there, and you want to meet that need, right? Or these kids of playing mind tricks, making you feel guilty for being the parent that you are. You understand what I'm saying? And so then we overcompensate and give these kids everything. Like our thinking is, we don't want them to have to struggle the way that we did, right? But my question to the world is, if they don't struggle, then what are we teaching them? How do they bounce back from adversity? Yo, what are they gonna do? Come to my house and ask for help? You know what I'm saying? Or look at me like, fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what we're training them to do. We're training them to rely on us so we can fix it, when the reality of it is that they need to fix it on their own. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be here to help you with every little thing that's going on in this world. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the purpose of teaching and school and you know, teaching morals and values and all these things that we teach them, you know, at an early age. That when you do grow older, you know, you can use some of that shit. Like, don't let my shit go in vain.
Yeah.
Use some of that shit.
Shit.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's. I just think that I think that we are, and I'm guilty of it as well. You know, I am totally guilty of it as well. Is of making these kids soft. My kids soft. Nieces and nephews, they soft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by soft is just at their every beck and call, giving them what they ask for. You understand? None of them is working for a damn thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And granted, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some kids that are out here doing exactly what we're asking them to do. They're going to school. They're getting the good grades. They're being respectful. They're doing everything that we're asking them to do. And we're giving them everything that they're asking because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But is life like that?
No.
You get what I'm saying? Life
No.
isn't like that. It's because we go to work, you know, we go to work and we expect a paycheck, right? I mean, because we work, it's an even exchange. But some of us may feel like, shit, the work I do, I ain't getting paid enough.
Exactly.
I ain't getting paid enough. So, with that being said, so, you know, I want to get more. I want to get paid more. Shit, like, you know what I'm saying. So with the kids, you know, they feel like, oh well, because I asked for it, I should have it, right? No, the trade off for that shit is every time you turn on no goddamn lights, don't that motherfucker come on? Every time you open that refrigerator, there's something in that motherfucker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every time you tap on that Wi-Fi, it's working, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the exchange that, you know, that should be the exchange.
Yes.
Not running around here getting tablets and iPhones and Apple Watches and Montclair jackets, Macaj jackets, and all this shit.
Yeah.
For what? The newest and latest Jordans and all this shit for what?
And some of them kids don't even deserve it because it ain't just for the kids that's doing for themselves. It's also for the kids who misbehave.
Correct. And because even those kids that are misbehaved, they may fall under that category of you know, I'm trying to compensate because of lack of a parent.
Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe compensating because of ADHD
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Whatever the kid
Mhm.
may be going through, you're just trying to save them. And the thing is, we cannot save these kids from everything.
No, you
They
cannot.
gotta go through something.
They have to. You're right.
They gotta go through something because life isn't like life. There's no way that you can live your life and be as old as you are and not go through nothing.
Yeah, that's true. At some point, you got to go through it. At some point, and I know for me as a parent, I was guilty of that too. But and this is not an excuse. This is really just facts. I know I overcompensated for lack of my parent, my father not being in my life. So I know for me, I did more than I should have. And then in the tail end of it, you know, the child always used that as a guilt trip. And I know I fell for it. I fell for it like, you know, well, damn, maybe I should do it because my father didn't do that for me. And believe it or not, when it's happening, you don't realize that that is happening until you actually gain the knowledge to know yourself more. Then you realize like, yo, I really was doing that and I know why I was doing it.
It ain't until these kids shit on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Once they shit on you, you be like, damn, all this shit I done did for this motherfucker. And this is how, this is just my opinion. This is just my belief, right? That these kids are going to be our biggest disappointment in our lives.
And they can be, yes.
Because I'm telling you, I've seen kids throw shit back in their parents' face when these kids done had every fucking thing
Dang.
they can fucking think of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, oh, you ain't come to my ninth grade soccer game and I got 3 goals. You weren't there. Like, what the fuck?
And it's always a one-off.
Right.
It's always a one-off.
I missed 1 game out of 300.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You nailing me to the cross for that shit.
And
Yo,
we fall for it.
Yo, and niggas, then we start feeling bad about that shit. Niggas feeling away. Like, oh my God. Like, so I met this guy at the cigar shop Friday night. Older Italian guy. I've never heard them talk like this. He said, I told my daughter, hey, I can't afford school. You gotta figure this shit out. And guess what? She figured it out.
She figured it out.
He said his motto was, as long as you under my roof, I got you covered. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The minute you get from under this motherfucker, that's on you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts.
That's on you, right? And I know that we as African Americans, we tend to rush our kids out the house.
Yeah.
Door, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hurry up, nigga, you using up too much bathroom time or something. Just hurry up, get the hell up out of here. But he made a good point, and this what made me think about today's topic when you told her, listen, you ain't under my roof. You gotta figure this shit out.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So do you.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I don't think that it's anything wrong with allowing them to find mistakes or make mistakes. As long as we could be there to kind of help them or guide them through it, we don't always have to bail them out of it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We don't have to always bail them out of it because they're going to keep looking for us to bail them out every time they get into these tight situations. You know what I'm saying? Where's your coping skills? Where's your bounce back? Where's your resilience and how to overcome things? Not every time something bad happened to you, it's like, yo, I need da-da-da-da. No, it ain't the end of the world because this happened. Sit back, relax, regroup. Think about how you going to get around this shit.
You're right.
Think about how you going to get around it. That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we have to do. You have to just sit back. Oh shit, they just cut off the lights. Like, damn, all right, fuck it. Let me go pay these motherfuckers right here. I really wasn't thinking about paying these motherfuckers, but I gotta pay them anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta pay them at some point.
I pay them at some point.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I think we just giving these kids way too much, man. Way
and
too much.
It amazes me because, like, how old should that start?
What's that?
Like when you start putting, I guess like when you start setting, I guess I say a standard relationship with your child where when is the first time you tell them no? Because that's usually what happens when you tell them no. That's when you get you never do nothing for me. So when is the first time? What's the age you think no should start?
I think in my case, my daughter probably too old. I probably done missed that ship because I think that's something that should be trained. You should instill that early.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? My daughter a teenager now, so I think I missed that boat. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I think it starts, in I don't want to say the adolescence, that's kind of young, but you can start implementing those things as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? Because, and here's the flip side to that. When do we say no, but when do we also start making them work for things that they want?
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Got you.
When do you start making them work for things that what they want? Because I read this book one time, and it makes sense to a degree, right? And one of the things it says that I was an A student in school. It was a guy, right? He was saying I was an A student in school, and at first when I was getting A's, my parents was excited, and then as time went on, because I was such an A student, it didn't get the same attention that it was getting when I first started getting them, right? But then I ended up started getting in trouble. Then I realized I was getting more attention from my parents when I was getting in trouble than what I was getting from getting A's.
Wow. That's deep.
So now it's like, all right, I need to get the attention, and the way I can do it is by doing all this ill shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that to say that there's could be that going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility something like that could be going on. Whereas though we are overworked and underpaid at these days and times.
Yes.
Whereas though you can't acknowledge everything. You understand what I'm saying? You won't be able to acknowledge everything. You won't be able to celebrate every little thing. You know, you try to be there,
but we do it. That's why, like I see it now. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. My daughter didn't have a 1-year-old birthday party, and I know a lot of people say that that's a milestone for a kid. But 1 year old to me is not a milestone. 1 year old.
Remember
exactly. The child's not gonna remember that. So I always thought like, go to the ages where the child is at least going to remember he or she's birthday. I would do 5 years old. That would be in it for adolescent kid. 5 years old is a milestone. They 5 years old. You know what I mean? That means you out of preschool now. You can ready to go to kindergarten. So for them, they leveling up. But 1 year old, to me, that's just a bunch of adults who want to eat cake on your dime. Because the 1 year old can't even some of them don't even have teeth yet.
I don't know. I ain't subscribing. The Republican ain't subscribing to that. But I do think that 1 year old, like, come on,
it's a bit excessive.
You know what I'm saying? But 2 or 3, we can start remembering that 2 or 3 now, man.
Some kids.
It's proven fact that at 3.
Well, okay.
At 3,
I'll say this. I did do 3 years old. When she turned 3, we did have a party because I figured she'd at least remember that, which she don't. But she had a 3 years. She had a party when she was 3, so we did do that. But the one thing I did do, by the time she turned maybe a year and a half, the first thing she got from me when I didn't want her to have something was no. So she understood that part. I think there were other things that I did to like I spoiled her in other ways, but I never taught her how to earn certain things.
Right.
You know, she knew no. I mean, I think she circled back now because she's a lot more focused. But I went through years of that spoiled behavior. Years of that shit, like damn near a lifetime. She's an adult now, but the shit I went through, I can imagine. And I see what parents are going through right now, and it's like, wow, crazy. When you hear the story, it's like, yo, you better say no. Like, fuck you doing that for?
Yo, I've learned through my daughter, right? Whereas though, what you want for your birthday, they'll tell you, or what you want for Christmas, they'll tell you, right? I've learned never to take it on my own to say, all right, I'm gonna get this one, right?
Yeah.
Because, babe, shit, that shit, nah.
That's a contract, kid.
Nah, son, that's a waste of bread right there.
Yeah.
That's a waste of bread. I got a bike sitting in my hallway, brand new, tag still on it. She never rode the motherfucker.
Yeah, I've been there.
Never rode it. Helmet
there.
And all. That's when I know these kids are getting soft. You need helmets and pads and all this shit to ride a bike.
Listen,
you ride across town with them.
As we have this talk, this is going to be the phrase, Cottonelle kids. Because these kids are soft as cotton.
Word. So, I've been with those, I bought them. Mother like, nah, she ain't like them. Take them back. Mother, get the shit get some other pair. She still ain't like them and ain't wear them. Yes. Like, yo, these shits do not grow on trees.
Yes.
This shit does not grow on trees. Like, and so they take that type of stuff for granted because when they ask, you go. You get what I'm saying? And so, it don't help that she the only one. Like, she ain't in competition with nobody.
Yep, I know the feeling.
It's up. Like, give me all that. Yep. Run all that. Give me all that. So
I want all the financial smoke.
All that. I want all the leftovers and some of yours too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just, I just think we give these kids a little too much. Like, and I don't know how to find a happy medium in this shit, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because even now, even having this conversation, if you call now and need it, listen, see you on Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, because she is doing good in school. She is doing, like,
but I think that's the guilt too, though, because even though she is doing good, I guess where's the prioritization at? Sometimes you might not be able to do it. Then everything can't be a monetary gift because you're doing good. Everything can't be a monetary reward. We understand that if you work hard, you earn something. But sometimes you work hard, your to be honest with you, your growth is what you earn. Because you learn from life. Like when you go to school, we went to school. Okay, we go to school every year. We go to a next grade level. We didn't get rewarded. What we did get rewarded was with going to the next grade. That's your reward. You leveled up from your hard work. You got the level up. There was no monetary cash. You know, if school paid, probably a lot of kids that probably would work hard to graduate and do other things because they knew it was a check to be involved. But in life, our kids have to learn that everything is not monetary gifts. Everything can't be me doing for you or giving you something because you achieved something. Yeah, we want to celebrate you because I think you should promote growth, but we got to be more creative with how we celebrate. The first thing we go to, we always look to spend and give the kids what they ask for. And sometimes what these kids don't understand is sometimes some of these parents get in financial trouble because they trying to keep their kids happy. And then all of these kids nowadays, if you spend, say you spend $1,000, say you spend a whole stack on a kid on Friday, and then you don't have money to give them to go to Chad's party or Malik's cookout. Now you ain't do shit for them. Mind you, you just spent $1,000 on them the day before, but today I can't. I don't have it. Now it's like, yo, you never do shit for me. Every time I want to do something, I remember that time when I wanted a new pair of sneakers, you told me no, it'd be like the one-off, like you said. It's always that one-off. Like if I hear about these goddamn sneakers, that sneaker story one more time, because it's only the one time. But whatever it is, when we go in the room and close that door, we go in that drum like, go ahead on to the party. We give them money that we tapping into somewhere else because we feel a way about it. Like, well, you know, I don't want to stop him or her from having fun. They young, they this, they that. But we making them soft, to your point, because they don't get out and earn. They don't get out and earn. They just become entitled.
And here's the fuck shit about here's even more the fuck shit about that, right? If your child has a couple dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
They will hold that motherfucker. They will hold that motherfucker like it was Fort Knox. Won't turn that motherfucker loose for nothing. It's been plenty of times we be somewhere, and she don't know that my shit fucked up, right? Yeah. But you ask for it, I give it to her.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker got more money than me. You understand? She got more money in her pocket right now than I got in my pocket. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm tapping into another resource to make sure you have and you got it. They won't spend theirs.
No, they spend yours.
They won't spend theirs. Where that money you got for your birthday? I got it. Why the fuck you ain't bring it? Cause I forgot it. No, you ain't forget it, motherfucker. You knew what you was doing. You wanted me to spend mine, and you wanted to hold on to yours so you can spend yours doing dumb shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Damn, man, they gotta learn how to work for it, spend it, da da da. Cause I remember my mother said this to me once. They was going to get their nails done and getting their feet done and all that shit. Which, you know, they should be doing that type of shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't maintaining her shit. She was fucking them up, right? So mother said, listen, you ain't gonna keep wasting my money. You wanna get your motherfucking nails done, you gonna pay for them.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Guess who ain't getting their motherfucking nails done? Motherfucker ain't getting their shit done.
Yeah.
Because she gotta pay for it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it be shit like, yo, I don't know how I think, you know, if any parents or any people out here that got kids and know how to not make them soft and how to make them earners and something, like, we want to earn.
We want to hear that.
We want earners. Please let us know how we get some earners around here, because these kids, man, and all we doing, again, we setting them up for failure, because all we doing is just trying to shield them from all this other all this shit. But the reality of it is, all we doing is making them weak.
Yeah.
You understand? Because we teaching them love, how to be genuine, sincere, respectful, da da da. But the world ain't like that.
No, it's not.
The world is not like that.
I mean, you got kids now. It's safe to say there are more kids getting a ride to school than walking to school, or getting an Uber to school than walking to school, because a lot of parents feel like, oh, I don't want him or her walking. It's cold outside. And shit, last I checked, these kids don't wear coats anyway.
They damn sure
so,
don't.
I mean, buying a coat right now, you can save a lot of money, because these kids don't wear coats. They walk to school with T-shirts on in the winter.
Crazy shit. My nephew go to St. Benedict's, right? Live up in Irvington. All you do is jump on the 25.
Mm-hmm.
So One day he didn't feel like catching the bus, or he missed the bus. Right? He called my other sister, said, Could you send me an Uber so I can get home? Uber? You better wait for that bus.
Exactly.
And get your ass on that bus to get up the hill.
Exactly.
Like, is you crazy? Like, yeah, you right. These oh man, they got everything is so convenient for kids nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we don't. I tell you, we're not making this shit any better for these kids.
We're
are
making
not.
it worse. Yes.
We are not making it better. Let me just say, I'm not making it better.
Yeah. I didn't either.
You understand?
Yeah,
I'm not making it better for mine because she is smart kid, very respectful, all the above, right? But soft as cotton, man.
Yeah.
Lazy as all hell. Lazy is just
that's the generation.
Lazy as hell. And her mother was like, yeah, she didn't make it on the cheerleader team this year. And she said, I'm emailing the school, they're gonna give me some answers mom going in, right?
Going in.
I'm like, you need me to go up to that school? I'll figure some shit out, right?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Nah, mother like, nah, I got this, Come back, the cheerleader coach said, well, she was very lazy. She was very lackluster. Wasn't didn't show a lot of interest.
Got to smile all the time.
Mother said, thank you, because we know our kid. That's her. That's her.
Yeah.
That's her all the way. That's her all the way. You know what I'm saying? So there was no need to get upset. No need to start playing the ism word, throwing the ism word around there. You know what I'm saying? Well, no need for all that. You know what I'm saying? Because she pegged her. Like she pegged her. That's who she is. That's how she gives it up. You know what I'm saying? She shows interest in the shit that she shows interest in, which is nothing.
But that was good parenting on y'all part, because you know how many parents would hear that same story and would defend their kid to the dying death.
No, hold on, relax, man. Because we was going in with blazing guns. we was going in. They didn't know we was packing, right? They didn't know we was packing. We went up to ask questions, but we was ready to lick some shots.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But once they said what they said, we had to stand down. You know what I'm saying?
But the fact that y'all did that, because I know some people that still keep clapping, regardless of what you say. They know their kid. Right. Because I explained, look, my daughter was in cheerlead. And I used to tell her, you got to smile more. I think you should smile more. And my wife would be like, no, because she smiled like she was going in with the gun. So, and I'm just like, listen, I'm just watching from the outside. And I was never a cheerleader. I don't know what that entails. But I do know, they smile, they happy, go lucky. Sometimes she would look like she didn't even want to be out there. And it'd be like, come on, you got to smile, like jump around. You see the other girls shit. So when the chick, when she didn't get picked to do certain things, she felt like there was an ism involved. So my wife, she's down there. She on the chair. I'm like, oh shit, let me go grab her. I'm like, so the coach like, no, we think she could do more. She's very good. Is that? No, y'all just not picking her. I see her. She's practicing at home. She's doing this. But I'm like, she's not practicing enough. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being real with it. Even though I want her to, at that time, I wanted her to be the lead, and because I see she had a potential. But she was so lax because we always bailed her out of everything.
There you go.
We was always
Perfect
there.
example.
Whatever it was, we bailed her out. She never put in the effort. To be honest with you, we was a little bit concerned about college, but she's whizzing that shit. You know what I'm saying? She's like a master in her craft, and I'm so proud of her for that. But but it was shaky Pete for a minute.
But no, but see, you're right with that. Well, we as parents, we come in with guns blazing, right? But in this particular situation, we ain't coming hot. We came in a little warm, right? Ready to turn hot. You understand what I'm saying? And so that sets the tone with the dialect, right?
Yeah.
Or that sets the tone with, well, this parent is a little hot-headed, right? Or this parent is feeling some kind of, you know what I'm saying? So when you come in like a little warm, but not too crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come in a little warm, not too crazy, and then you get a different response. And then the response you get dictates, now do I turn this motherfucker up or do I just walk away?
Right. Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And the response came with, oh, we got to stand down because
Yeah.
we know our kid and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, but that's how that whole thing went. But I've seen, I'm telling you, some of us parents, and even myself, like, yo, you want me to go up there? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, because I was going up there on different shit. Like,
Yeah.
you understand? I was going on a different time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, because when you hear the story, oh, she didn't get picked for cheerleader, but they picked this other girl, her best friend, da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, oh, really? Okay. I'm going to go up there have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going on some different time shit. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to realize that, I had to stand down. And her mother handled it with diplomacy. Her mother always said that. Her mother always had that mentality where though you can't argue shit with emotions. Like, you can't be emotional when you're dealing with business like that.
That's
you
true.
What I'm saying?
That's
you
true.
gotta
It's tough
have,
sometimes.
Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. You just gotta have like a little clearer mind when dealing with some of this stuff. So, she dealt with that. It was fine, and on to the next. What you gonna do next? You wanna run track? You know what I'm saying? She was running track last year, so you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But again, to that point, that whole scenario point, here we go jumping in, saving motherfuckers,
Again.
bailing motherfuckers
Exactly.
out. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Whereas though, she couldn't afford that battle because you ain't old enough to fight that battle. You know what I'm saying? Bring that to us and we'll take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
What she did, you know what I'm saying? And we took care of it. But, you know what I'm saying? But, there are going to be times where in her life, God willingly, that when she gets old enough that how she handles herself, how she carries herself will determine the outcome of a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes going in hot and heavy, will dictate or knock you away or turn your chances away from getting things. But it also sometimes it could work in your favor if it's the right kind of cause. You get what I'm saying? Where people hear that you're making noise about certain shit.
So let me ask you a question now, and this could be off topic or on topic or in relation to. Do you think that with what you just said with how kids cope or not being able to cope, do you think the smoking marijuana at a young age, do you think that that's a coping mechanism for some kids who dealing with tough time, or you think it's just part of a trend? You think it's a trend? Okay. Trend. I have to ask that because
I think
what do you think, like, because I'm gonna be honest with you, my daughter, I don't know, again, it's kind of hard to say if you've always been there for somebody, you really don't know how they cope when you're not there for them.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And again, I'm ignorant to this point because I always like to think that my child knows how to figure it out. And I think all kids do. But it's just the fear that, I know my wife has the fear that she can't, so she jumps in and helps on the low. Sometimes she don't even tell me, and I know she helping, but I can't. You know what I'm saying, son? Because it's like, yo, you got to figure that out because I can't do that for you. You understand what I'm saying? So even though I would want to, and sometimes when you do something so much, you start feeling guilty because you've been doing it so long, you feel like guilt, like, damn. But after a while, it passes.
It do. But what I was gonna say to back up my statement in regards to do I think it's a coping thing or do I think it's just a fad? I think it starts out as a fad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they begin to tell themselves that this is the way I deal with stuff or this is the way I cope with it. You understand what I'm saying? And so they trick themselves into believing that, marijuana is what helps them get through it. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so one thing that I've always been told and known it to be true, if you say something long enough, it manifests itself, right?
Yeah.
So if you tell a lie long enough, to you it becomes the truth. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
To you it becomes the truth. So So I just think that that marijuana thing is just a fad to me, and people just doing it because everybody else is doing it. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to those who aren't doing it.
Yeah, shout out to the kids
for being strong and not weak minded and pressured into a situation or a thing that you may not want to do. You get what I'm saying? Or you may not feel like it's the right thing to do. Always stand on what principles and morals that your parents has instilled in you. And so, I think that's a hard one to swallow too, because kids are coming home telling their parents, yo, I smoke weed now. Like,
yeah.
Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you like kind of handle that type of shit? Like you smoking weed, like, and then you think you gonna be here eating up on my shit because you high and shit, like, and then it's
Not only that, especially it's an insult, especially if you've been doing so much for that kid and you have so much hopes for them, and then they turn and go that route. It's like, what the fuck?
But I tell you, these kids is the biggest disappointment we gonna fucking have, my nigga.
This
Biggest
generation,
disappointment, man. I'm telling you, these kids are fucking. We probably was the same. Some of the shit we did probably was
same to our parents.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So it doesn't change. It just the times change.
The situation stays the
same.
same.
The situation stays the same. So I just think that, man, I don't care what people say about marijuana, right? All the health benefits they have. And I'm not knocking nobody for what they do, but you can't tell me that you're operating on the optimum level that you should be operating on if you high all the time.
No, you're
There's
not.
no way you can tell me that.
You're not.
I guarantee you there's more that you could be giving or doing if you wasn't smoking.
Definitely. It becomes a crutch, but you definitely are. We cottonelle kids, man, is what I say. These kids don't know how to cope with the issues of today's life. I mean, like, we go through things and it's like, all right, we dealt with it before. But when we tell our children, when they come home and say, listen, I'm having a tough time, teachers on my back, I don't have that many friends, we can relate. And we give it back to them, the same story in a different scenario. We put ourselves in their shoes, and the first thing they say is, you don't understand. It's different. That was then, this is now. It's not the same thing. But when they get out the jam or in the jam and they see that the advice you give, what they should have took it, then it's like they never really quite all kids don't admit it at first. They wait later in life and be like, you know what, you was right when you told me that. But
I'm guilty of that shit.
I wanted to figure it out for myself. But it ended up being, but it's like this is how kids, we've been there before. We've done this. We've lived this movie already. This is just a new version of the movie.
I'll tell you, one thing my mother used to tell me, and I swore that I was just, slick as the slick and just doing what I could do to, and my mother used to say, don't you think I wasn't 15 before? You think I wasn't 16 before? I was that age. I know exactly what you do at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Ain't nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. So when you think we don't understand, we do. Trust me when I tell you. We get it. Some of us got T-shirts from it. Some of us got trophies. Some of us got war wounds behind some of the shit you think we don't know. You understand what I'm saying?
Emotional scars.
So never be too afraid to double back or just think that what we're saying is we just talking because we got lips. And 9 times out of 10 we are, but it's come from personal experience. I heard this thing one time where kids don't know what their parents used to be, right? They don't know. Like, the version of your parent that you see now ain't the version of who they used to be.
Damn, that's
who they used to be. Yeah. Who they used to be, they would have been bent your little ass up somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? You would have been folded up. You understand what I'm saying? But they just hold back because you're theirs. And it's a little harder to fold what's yours. You understand what I'm saying? But you would have been got washed. You understand? If you was anybody else, you would have got washed. You understand what I'm saying? If that was the same person that they used to be. Kids don't realize who they talking to. You understand?
Yeah.
Or what person you may activate if you come home and say somebody did X, Y, and Z to me. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
You don't know what kind of parent is going to go to react. You don't know what parent is going to react to that situation.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
what person. I mean, what should I say? What person? Because you've never met that person.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's going to react to that situation.
Because usually when you become a responsible parent, you 9 times out of 10 you tone down.
A lot.
You tone down 80%. And like so and a lot of times you're right. Your children really don't know who mom or dad once upon a time was. Sometimes some people go the opposite. Some people were once probably shy and become social butterflies as they got older. Some people were overly aggressive, but when they had children and became responsible parents and it was responsible for another life, it toned them down in a lot of ways. Yeah.
A lot.
So a lot of times kids don't really understand. So when the parent says, yo, I used to do a lot of things you don't want to know, they telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? So as a kid, you should listen. Like, he washed up or she washed. She don't know what she's talking about.
Or
and I
even-
think that's to your point, as to the reasons why we overcompensate, because we don't want our children to fall into those guidelines. So we
Exactly.
give them more than what they should have.
Exactly.
Instead of trying to let them navigate and figure some things out for themselves.
Exactly. I think that again, like you said, they just don't know, right? They have no clue of who we once were, who we are, who we type of shit we've done and where we've been. And I don't have that kind of conversation with my kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have
yeah,
it. I don't
yeah.
have that conversation. We don't talk about that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's best you know me the way that you know me. And let's leave it like that.
That's
you
the most
understand what I'm
important.
saying?
Yeah, that's the
and let's
most
just leave it
important.
like that. But I always tell her that I'm your ratchet parent.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm your ratchet parent. You understand what I'm saying? So you got two of us, so I'm the one that's going to be ratchet out of the two. And I tell her, you want the ratchet parent to come up to your school? She's like, hell no. She don't say hell no. She's just like, no, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we just say, we have to do better with making these kids accountable,
Yes.
for what it is that they do. We have to be more accountable for within ourselves and be more sure with ourselves that we can't make up for something that's not there by monetary gifts, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if a parent isn't there, they're just not there, right? This kid's gonna have whatever issues they're gonna have without that parent being there, and then a goddamn thing you gonna buy them that's gonna make up for a parent.
Yep.
You understand
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? It's gonna make up for a parent. So we have to do better as a parents and as adults, and making sure we just do what we can do and cover what we can cover within our guidelines. And before we go, I just real quick, I thought about this, and this young lady that I know. Christmas season just passed, and showing me the video of the kids open up all these Louis Vuitton boxes.
Wow.
Kids, her oldest 16. Then she got one 13 and one 2 or some shit. At what age do they need to be wearing that type of shit?
Yeah.
And then your phone cut off.
Oh shit.
You can't even motherfucker. If you ain't in Wi-Fi, you can't call
Nobody. Yeah.
But these motherfuckers, all this Louis and Gucci and all this shit with your phone. Now, only thing I could think of, you got some Canal Street specials.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because it ain't adding up to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just ain't adding up.
Yeah.
And then that's another thing I'm saying to myself, like, at what age do these kids should be getting those kind of gifts?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Like at what age do they need to be wearing Montclair? My daughter, a couple of years ago, she told me she wanted a Canada Goose. I said, you go out there and work, you can get you one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all. Go out there and work and get you one. Because I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah. A coat is a coat.
I'm not buying it. You can get a pigeon goose.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can get a pigeon goose if you want.
Remember the triple fat goose?
You
Get you a
get
triple
something
fat.
like that,
yeah.
but like, Canada Goose, is you crazy? That's part of the shit. And again, that's our fault by allowing these kids to feel like
Yes.
they need to have these things to make them who they are, or
Yes.
make them feel good or comfortable with who they are because of what they got on their fucking backs.
You're absolutely right, and I'm gonna piggyback off that, and to my parents, who overcompensate, because some of us, myself included, are doing it because for men, maybe because we didn't have a father in our life who was
Correct.
able to provide for us, so we went overboard with our own children because we felt like it's like we're paying for our father's sins for what he didn't do. You overcompensate for the things that you didn't get, so you do it for your child, and you do it willingly. It's with love, but in most cases the kids don't deserve it. In a lot of cases the child might not even deserve it or even earned it. So I would just say, hold your head. If stick to your guns. If no is the word no you want to say, then stick to that and be all right, because you giving your child genuine love. They won't understand it when they're young, but eventually as they grow and they know you are build and foster a new relationship, they'll understand why dad didn't go jump out on the limb and buy you a bunch of Louis when you really didn't deserve it to begin with. Not for nothing, we don't even live in a Louis demographic. If we living in a Louis demographic, then it's just like buying a regular T-shirt at that point. But if I'm a middle class citizen and I'm living check to check, and that's my case, I'm not buying no Louis. That's not going to happen. And then my phone get cut off. I'm not doing that.
Here's the thing, right? By law, as a parent, your job is to provide food and shelter.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Food and shelter.
Yes.
Louis Vuittons is extra.
Yeah.
You understand? iPhones is extra.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? iPads, Apple Watches, PlayStation 5s, extra. Extra.
Mm-hmm.
You got somewhere to fucking live. You got somewhere to lay your head. You got lights where you can see. You ain't cold. It ain't cold outside. You got gas to cook something if you need to cook. Microwave or air fryer,
Everything.
whatever the fuck you want to use to cook something, you got it. By law, as a parent, that's what we supposed to do.
Yes.
All that other shit is extra.
Extra.
So if we, this is what I would say before we close out. We as parents just stick to the letter of the law. We can't go wrong.
Wrong. Yeah. Yes.
We cannot go wrong.
That's where the unity comes from. Yep. You're right.
All that other shit, we setting ourselves up.
Yep.
Setting ourselves up, but
Yep. And yeah, whatever we want to hear your feedback. Hit us up at goinvocal@gmail.com. That's GOINVOCAL@gmail.com. You see it. Yep. Yo, yeah, we're gonna do a Get Your Shit Together today. Shy Money's favorite. Shout out to Shy Money.
shout out to Shaman. Rest in peace to Rabin.
Rest in peace, Rabin.
And whatever that
And the imam that just was killed. I hate to use that word, but I hope they find out who did it and apprehend the suspects as soon as possible. For that, the community got to rally and get behind it. But yeah, I have a Get Your Shit Together. I just want to say, this past, a couple of weeks ago, my mom's had surgery. So
sorry to hear that.
And I'm learning how insurance works. And it dawned on me that, remember the movie John Q?
Mm-hmm.
You know, John Q was like a real thing. Or a real situation.
Still
Yeah,
is
it's a real situation. And I thought about how this country is so separated by race, but the one thing we all have in common is insurance. And what we don't do is we pour into car insurance, house insurance, health insurance. And in most cases, we don't need the amount of money we pour into insurance. We don't even get that back. And then you leave this world with pretty much nothing. But we don't get along just as a people. Could you imagine if everybody got together and fought against these insurance companies, that you get the most out of your insurance? Because insurance is taking over in a way where we're at odds with each other for our differences, culture differences, which is really minute, because the differences we have with each other is we don't know each other. But one thing we do have in common is we all got the same insurance at some point or another. And just like you being raked over the coal for your insurance, I'm being raked over the coal for mine. So the way we vote should not be on how we don't see each other. We should be voting against these insurance companies. So my Get Your Shit Together is going out to us as a country who don't get together, but we all being raked over the coal by insurances that we're not benefiting from. We need to get our shit together.
I wonder why, and this ain't might get the shit together, but this is piggybacking off of them. How is it that another country can do it? We have free healthcare, such as Canada, and we, United States, we can't.
All the money, and we can't.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we can't. So it lets you know it's a bunch of BS behind all that.
Yes, yes.
But my get your shit together, and it's been blowing up the internet for the past 48, 72 hours, is this Cat Williams going on a rant, right? This Cat Williams is just giving it up in every which way known to man, right? And he's telling these stories, and he's outing people, you know, and he has, I guess, a vendetta, or he has some type of hate, or he has something against these people.
Some feelings.
And that's what makes him do what it says, what he says in this on that platform that he was just so recently on.
He went vocal.
He damn sure did. And my get your shit together is with Cat Williams, because all you did was, that was free promotion and free marketing for your next
show.
Stand
Yeah,
up.
store. Yeah.
And his next show has sold out. I mean, it just sold out. He just got all this free publicity. Free publicity. And he marketed the fuck out of himself for free.
Absolutely.
And I've never, and I was having this conversation, and me and you might have been having this conversation on the way here. I've never seen something to take legs. That shit got 30 million views in 4 days.
Yeah.
4 days. 4 days. And I said to myself, I gave this bitch 3 hours of my time listening to this shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of that shit he was talking about was cap. Like, a lot of that shit wasn't real. You understand? A lot of that shit was embellished. And the one thing that, the best part to me about the interview was knowing how smart you were.
Yes. Yes.
All the shit that you did as a young man, as an accolade, and have all these accolades as being as smart as you are, right? And I don't know if you would have touched more people in your lives, taking a different
path, yeah.
Or are you touching more people in the path that you? But shit, if you reach 30 million people in 4 goddamn days,
yeah, you touched a lot of people.
I don't know if you touched them, but you got their goddamn attention. You understand what I'm saying? So my get your shit together is, come on, Kyle, you gotta do better than that, man. Like, whatever feelings you got with somebody, it is what it is, and that's the bad thing about it's a gift and a curse to social media, because people can get on here and just say what the fuck they want, freedom of speech, say what they want, right? And then it's a bad thing when you can't pick up these people's phones, and like, it ain't like you ain't got their numbers.
Exactly.
If you got a gripe with them as a man, you go to them as a man and say what you got to say to them.
You doing shows with some of these people, because some of the people was like they just did a show with them.
Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Get it off your chest. And if y'all can't come to terms, y'all ain't gotta fuck with one another.
Exactly. That's it.
It's over with.
Exactly.
You did what you did. That you said what you had to say as a man. And you got it off your chest. They got it off their chest. Y'all couldn't come to terms. All right, we walk away amicably. I don't got no beef with you. You making money in your space. I'm making money in my space. And it is what it is. Just don't disrespect me, then we won't have any problems. You understand what I'm saying? And I just feel like that's where this whole thing could have gone and should have gone and still can go. Yeah. If they come together and just feel like let's have this conversation.
Because I mean, you're right. Because an opinion of somebody is just your opinion.
That's
but
it.
When you keep going on and on, because I heard him talk about, and I'm gonna close out. He's still going in about Steve Harvey. We know how you feel. You don't rock with him, you don't rock with him.
We know you don't like Kevin Hart.
We know you don't like Kevin Hart. You don't rock with him, you don't rock with him. But you know, but to still keep saying their names, they know it. They moved on. I would hope that they moved on in their respective lives. Those are things we know, but if you keep digging in and digging in and digging in and digging in, it starts making you look like you bitter.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And Cat is a smart guy. Cat's rich. Cat got money. So my thing is, there's no need.
The people he talking about, he ain't got their money.
No, but Cat's above a lot of us. So my thing is, you should be happy where you are, because you're growing. According to him, he's got $30 million he could just give out of his own pocket. But regardless of whether he can or he can, at the end of the day, most of the people most of the 30 million people that's watching this don't have money like Cat Williams. So my thing is you're blessed already, dude. You blessed. You get to travel the world, tell jokes for a living. You're blessed. Live your life, King. Live your life. You're blessed.
Right. Stop pocket watching, because that's what it all felt like.
That's exactly what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. But I'm a fan of Cat Williams. I don't like all his stand-ups, but I loved him on My Wife and Kids. I thought he was the funniest. Yeah, as Money Mike. One of the guys, he was a pop locker. He was Michael's arch nemesis on My Wife and Kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was. I forgot my man name. They was trying to do the birdie. I forgot his name on the show. Bobby Shaw. That was his name on the show. Bobby Shaw. He went to school with Mike, and they used to be breakdancing against each other. And I liked them on Wild 'N Out. I thought he was to me, he was one of the reasons why Wild 'N Out took off. Him and D-Ray. But when you watch the earlier shows, Cat Williams and D-Ray Davis and Corey Holcomb and
definitely Corey Holcomb,
Affion Crockett, them four, they made Wild 'N Out what it is right now. And I put that on everything. They made Wild 'N Out what it is for Nick Cannon and where it's at right now. They are responsible for Wild 'N Out, to me, where Wild 'N Out is right now. But we got caught up in the moment. But we signing off. It's your man JamC.
It's Republican Lou.
And we officially going vocal.
Peace.
Peace.
Everybody tune into the Pod Squad now.